Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Umama Wasim and I am a student of Rehan AI Teachers Training Bootcamp. आज हम चैट जीपीटी से बहुत ही ज़्यादा अहम टॉपिक पर बात करने जा रहे हैं जो है हाउ टू बिल्ड अ स्ट्रॉन्ग पर्सनल ब्रांड ऑनलाइन. सो
Hi,
हाउ आर यू?
I'm doing really well, thank you, and I'm super excited to dive into this topic with you. Building a strong personal brand online is so crucial these days, especially for teachers and education professionals. What aspects are you most curious about, like defining your niche or maybe using social media effectively?
So my first question is what does personal branding means to you?
That's a great question. So, personal branding is basically how you present yourself and what you stand for in the online world. It's about sharing your unique value, your personality, your skills, and your story so that people recognize and trust you. And once you have that clarity, you can build a really strong, memorable presence.
My next question is do you think everyone needs a personal brand today?
Ooh, that's a big one. I'd say not everyone has to have a personal brand, but in today's digital world, it really helps you stand out, especially if you want to shape how people perceive you, whether you're job hunting, building a business, or just establishing trust in your field.
My question is which platform do you prefer for building your brand and why?
That's a great point. I think it really depends on your goals, but a lot of people find LinkedIn super effective for professional branding, especially for teachers or educators. Instagram and YouTube are also fantastic if you want a more visual or storytelling approach. So it's about where your audience hangs out and what format suits you best.
And my next question is what are your strengths that you can show online?
That's a really important one. So, your strengths could be things like your teaching expertise, your ability to break down complex topics, your creativity in the classroom, or even your passion for student growth. You can highlight those by sharing stories, examples, and testimonials online.
My next question is how can someone choose the right niche?
Ooh, that's a really key part. I think choosing a niche starts with reflecting on what you're truly passionate about, where you have unique expertise, and what kind of audience you really want to serve. So once you pinpoint those intersections, your skills, your interests, and your audience, then you can really focus your brand.
So my next question is what type of content attract more audience?
Great question. So, content that tends to attract more audience is often a mix of storytelling, practical tips, and consistency. People really engage with personal anecdotes, real world examples, and content that solves problems for them. So, keep it relatable and valuable.
Okay, great answer. So my
I'm glad that.
next question is how important is consistency in personal branding?
Oh, it's super important. Consistency builds trust and recognition. When you show up regularly, whether it's with blog posts, videos, or social media updates, people start to recognize you, and that helps cement your brand in their minds.
Okay. My next question is why do people feel afraid to post online?
Yeah, that's really common. A lot of people feel worried about being judged, or they're afraid of saying the wrong thing, or maybe they just don't know where to start. But the truth is, everyone starts somewhere, and the more you practice, the easier it gets.
Okay, my next question is just does comparison with other affect personal growth?
That's a really interesting angle. So, unlike a brand tied to a product or a company, a personal brand is all about you, your values, your voice, and your journey. So, it's more authentic, but it also means you're more exposed. You're the face of everything, not just a logo or a service.
Okay, great answer. So my next question is what are the biggest mistakes people make in personal branding?
Definitely. So, some big mistakes are things like being inconsistent, so they post once and then vanish, or they don't define their niche clearly, so it feels all over the place. And another one is not engaging with their audience. So, if you don't respond or interact, it can feel really one sided.
So my next question is does social media helps or harm personal branding?
Ooh, that's really a double edged sword. Social media is amazing because it gives you a huge reach and visibility, but it can also be a trap if you compare yourself too much or if you get stuck in negativity. So, it's really about balance and intentional use.
Okay. My next question is,
I'm
can followers count define your success?
Absolutely. Followers are kind of like a measure of reach, and the bigger your audience, the more potential you have to influence, get opportunities, or even monetize your brand. But of course, the quality of those followers and the engagement is what really matters in the long run.
Okay, my next question is being authentic more important than being perfect?
Oh, definitely. Authenticity is so much more powerful than perfection. People connect with real stories, real struggles, and genuine personality. So even if you make mistakes, that actually builds trust.
Okay, my next question is, can a personal brand change over time?
Yes, absolutely. Personal brands can evolve as you grow, as your interests change, or as you gain new skills. It's a bit of a journey, so don't be afraid to pivot or refine your brand over time.
Okay. Oh, so my next question is, what is one step you will take today to build your brand?
Oh, I love that question. I think for today, I would choose to define or refine my niche. Really get clear on exactly who I want to help and what value I bring. Once that's crystal clear, everything else will fall into place.
Okay. My next question
I'm
is,
glad that resonates.
do you
Of
think
course. Go
personal
ahead with
brand?
your next question. I'm ready to help with whatever you have in mind.
Great answer. My next question is, do you think personal branding is more important than skills?
That's a great comparison. I think they're both really important, but in different ways. Skills give you the depth and credibility, but personal branding helps you get recognized and stand out. So ideally, they work hand in hand. Your brand showcases your skills to the world.
And my next question is it possible to success without social media today?
Yeah, it is. Social media is a huge boost, but success can still happen through word of mouth, networking, speaking engagements, or even a strong portfolio. It just might take a bit longer, but it's definitely possible.
How often should someone post to grow online?
Yeah, that's a great practical question. Generally, posting at least a few times a week is a good baseline, like 3 to 5 posts. The key is consistency, so find a pace you can keep up with and just stick to it.
Okay, my next question is, what is better, quality content or quantity content?
Ooh, that's a really key balance. I'd say quality is definitely more important. You want to offer real value and keep your standards high. If you focus on quality, the audience will stick around even if you post a bit less often.
Okay, my next question is, how can students start building their personal brand?
That's a great one. I think students can start by identifying their strengths and interests, like what they're passionate about, and then share that through a blog, a portfolio, or even short videos. And staying consistent, even if it's small steps, really builds momentum over time.
Okay, my next question is, how can someone overcome the fear of posting online?
Yeah, that's really common. I think one of the best ways is to start small. Post something low stakes, like a simple thought or a short video, and remind yourself that it's okay to be imperfect. The more you do it, the more confident you'll get.
Okay, my next question is, what mindset is needed to build a strong personal brand?
Ooh, great question. I think a growth mindset is crucial. So, being open to learning, being patient with yourself, and seeing every step as a chance to improve. Also, a bit of confidence, trusting that your unique voice and perspective really do matter.
Okay, so my next
Awesome.
and last
Yeah,
question is, what advice
of
would you give to beginners?
Yeah, I'd say start simple and be patient. Choose one platform, focus on being consistent, share content that really reflects you, and remember that it's a journey. Keep learning, keep adjusting, and don't be afraid to experiment.
Okay, and
I'm really glad that helped. If you have any more questions or need to bounce around ideas, I'm here for you.
okay, Allah Hafiz. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad we got to talk about this. Good luck with your personal branding, and if you ever need more help, just reach out.